tuning in to ELCAT News Update. I'm Rebecca Green. We begin the show taking a look back at Memorial Day. Over 100 community members gathered in the high school auditorium to honor the brave men and women who have served our country. The ceremony is usually outside, but due to the rain, the event took place indoors. The ceremony included music from the high school band and speeches from politicians, commanders, as well as town council members. A prayer was also conducted by Reverend William Weldman. Roses were placed for each name listed by council member Kathy Hill. Overall, a meaningful and memorable day. The East Longmeadow Library is giving back to the military and their families by taking part in Operation Gratitude. Operation Gratitude is a nonprofit organization that sends care packages to lift the spirits and meet the evolving needs of those serving in the U.S. military.
So Operation Gratitude is our service project this year. It's in support of our summer reading theme, which is Build a Better World. We wanted to support our military, and Operation Gratitude sends 200,000 packages or more every year.
Donations are now being accepted until June 20th. All items must be new and unopened.
We are collecting donations, as you can see behind us. Batteries, tissues, anything that you would take with you or that they can take on sort of a small package.
The library is asking for your creative help to assist in building the care packages.
We'll also be making paracord survival bracelets at our summer reading kickoff and assembling those care kits, which the items we're donating. And lastly, but most important, is we'll be making letters. So everyone is invited to come make letters to soldiers. They are the most items that they look forward to.
Kickoff will be on June 22nd, and it's going to be here outdoors. We're very excited that we will be able to have live acoustic music, activities for families, the letter writing program, assembling the care kits for Operation Gratitude. The theme for summer reading is Build a Better World, as Lindsay touched on. By donating a very small amount, whether it be your time or a monetary donation, you can really improve somebody else's life.
For more information about the program, visit operationgratitude.com. More on library news, ELHS Study Night is back. School is almost out, which means before students can go enjoy the sun, they'll have to pass finals. Last year was the first time the library introduced Study Night, a night where the library opens their doors to high school students only. Refreshments are served while students take advantage of the library's resources, such as computers, printers, books, and online databases.
We are working very well with the superintendent and the high school. We're quite supportive of it, and so we really want to show the teens that this space is for them as well. And if we can open up on hours that we're not open to let them really work better on their schoolwork, then that's what we want to do.
Take advantage of this program on Sunday, June 11th, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. The end of school also means recreation movie nights. Just 1 year in, the recreation department is already stepping up its game. This year, the rec department is teaming up with local businesses and the library to provide snacks, games, and more at the movie nights. Be sure to relax and unwind on Friday, June 16th, where they'll be showcasing the animated musical Sing. There will also be movie nights in July, August, and September. Stay tuned. With summer activities in the works, we can't forget about public safety. Fire Lieutenant Chris Beecher covers grilling safety tips for those weekend cookouts.
Most important, just take a good look at the grill. If you haven't used it since last season, make sure everything's in working order. The connections from the propane tank into the grill itself, the trays underneath that collect the grease, all the heating elements, just make sure they're in good working order and good shape. If they need replacing, do so. You get the grease that builds up on the cooking area. The best thing to do is make sure that's scraped off. Once that stuff gets hot and starts heating up, that's where your grease fires come in. We certainly recommend, if you have a grill on your deck, we recommend 10 feet away. I know that's not always possible, but you want to make sure that it's away from the siding, away from overhanging eaves, away from the rail of the deck. These are typically the places that catch fire or get damaged if the grill catches fire or gets too hot.
If you're able to put out a fire, it's still important to call the fire department.
It's best to give us a call. A lot of people say, well, it was really nothing, it was a small fire, a little bit of damage to the house. The problem is sometimes that little bit of damage, that fire gets behind the siding, you might not know it, and maybe an hour or two later or a little bit later, you have a problem where that fire is now inside the wall. Also, dealing with an insurance company, if you're trying to get that fixed through your homeowners, they may require a fire report, and if you don't have one, it could compromise you getting reimbursed for the damage to your home.
The fire department has provided a link on their Facebook page addressing all grilling do's and don'ts. For further information, visit mass.gov. Switching gears, you may know a difference about the Rotary. There are barrels in place for a temporary change to increase safety. On Thursday, June 1st, the barrels were put in place on Maple Street to eliminate one out of the 2 lanes going into the Rotary.
The game plan is really at the encouragement of the Chief DeLessio to try to improve the safety of that approach on the Rotary, which is probably the location where there's the greatest number of collisions, where you have 2 cars trying to come into the Rotary at one time, and sometimes it becomes very difficult for both vehicles to see oncoming vehicles, and as a result of that, sometimes you end up having T-bone type collisions resulting from people coming straight through the Rotary and people trying to come in from Maple Street. Certainly know it's going to slow traffic down. It's going to create greater delays than there are now, because we're essentially cutting the capacity of that approach down half by allowing half as many vehicles into the Rotary at the same time. But hopefully we'll be making the Rotary safer, and there'll be a trade-off that may or may not be beneficial.
The meeting moves ahead to discuss this year's paving projects, Kibbe and Mill Road.
We have submitted the request for funding to Mass DOT. That went out last week. I'm working with Mike Warner to wrap up the bid documents and hope to have that wrapped up in the next week or so that as soon as we get the go-ahead from Mass DOT, we should be able to put that project out to bid. And again, that'll be paving end-to-end Kibbe Road, and then on Mill Road, similar type of thing, primarily overlay, but there may be some milling work there as well to improve the cross-section. Definitely some shimming, because there's some low points in that roadway that need to be corrected.
Lastly, the board discusses the upcoming Carnival and 4th of July fireworks.
As most people in town probably know by now, the Carnival is back on for this year. The town is now taking a more active role in overseeing the activities, working directly with the Carnival company to make that happen. The dates of the Carnival have been set to be between 6/29 and July 3rd. And as a result of the town coordinating the activities of the fireworks, which I believe are going to be held, sponsored by the Rotary, the town is likely going to have a larger role in things such as some of the activity of the fencing setup and things like that for the fireworks, which typically we haven't been involved in the past. But given that the Rotary will be providing the fundraising, hopefully, for the fireworks, the town will then be kicking in some support and labor to make it happen as well.
For more information on 4th of July events, visit eastlongmeadowma.gov/4th. Well, that will do it for this edition of ELCAT News Update. Be sure to stay connected with us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at ELCAT 01028. Watch us on cable channels 191, 192, and 193. Program guides are available at the library, town hall, senior center, and through our website at eastlongmeadowma.gov. Until next time, I'm Rebecca Green. Thanks for watching. See you next week.